core spiritual laws, 1 to 20. All is mind. Reality is mental. Consciousness is the root of all creation. From the Kybalion. As above, so below. Your outer world reflects your inner world. Change one and the other shifts. From the Emerald Tablet. Attention is creative force. Whatever you focus on expands. Energy follows awareness, taught in Hermetic and Tantric schools. The word is power. Speech carries vibration. What you say becomes a spell, echoed in Gnostic, Vedic, and biblical teachings. What you desire desires you. Genuine desire is a signal from the soul. The thing you seek is already seeking you. Found in Sufi and Vedic wisdom. Like attracts like. You attract what you are, not what you want. Vibration matches vibration, from Hermetic law of vibration. Feeling is the secret. Emotion is the fuel of manifestation. Thought without feeling is powerless, taught by Neville Goddard and Egyptian initiates. The subconscious is the womb of creation. It accepts whatever is impressed upon it and gives birth to your reality. Rooted in mystery school psychology. Visualization creates the blueprint. The inner image sets the outer pattern. What you see inside begins to form outside, practiced in yogic and Hermetic traditions. You are always manifesting. Creation doesn't stop. You're either doing it on purpose or by default. From Hermetic mentalism. Faith is a creative force. Faith isn't belief without evidence. It's energetic certainty. From biblical and Hermetic writings. Thought plus emotion plus action equals manifestation. When the mind, heart, and body align, reality conforms. Found in Hermetic and yogic teachings. The universe is a mirror. You don't get what you ask for. You get what you are. Spoken in Hermetic correspondence teachings. Act as if. Embody the end result now. Identity creates outcome. Taught by Neville Goddard and mystery schools. Begin with the end. The outcome is decided internally first. Reality rearranges in response. Known in Hermetic timeline rituals. Create in silence. Power grows in stillness. Speaking too soon leaks energy. A secret of Taoist and temple practices. Gratitude seals the manifestation. Thankfulness in advance signals that the work is already done, practiced in bhakti and Hermetic rites. The present moment is the access point. Creation only happens now. The future flows through presence. Taught in Zen, Taoism, and non-dual systems. Will directs reality. A focused will pierces through resistance. Intention is command. Honored in Western magic and yogic sankalpa. You are the creator, not the beggar. Stop asking, start declaring. You are the source. From Gnostic and Hermetic identity teachings. Money and abundance, 21 to 40. Abundance begins in the mind. Scarcity is a habit of thought. Abundance is a frequency you must learn to tune into. From Hermetic prosperity teachings. Wealth is circulation. Money is not stored, it flows. The freer the flow, the greater the return. Taught in Taoist and Vedic traditions. You must feel worthy to receive. If your identity rejects wealth, reality obeys. Self-worth is the gatekeeper of abundance. Rooted in mystery school psychology. Value attracts energy. You receive in proportion to the aligned value you give. Creation responds to contribution. Spoken in Hermetic and Karma Yoga teachings. The unseen responds to generosity. What you give with an open heart multiplies in invisible ways, taught in Sufi and Vedic wisdom streams. Money is energy, not matter. It moves according to vibration, not logic. Shift your frequency to shift your finances. Echoed in law of vibration and energy medicine. Beliefs about money create limits. If you believe it's hard, scarce, or wrong, you make it so. From Vedic samskara theory and subconscious work. Gratitude attracts more. Thanking what you already have signals the system to give more, practiced in bhakti yoga and hermetic rites. Sacred exchange activates flow. When you pay with presence, the energy completes a full circuit, taught in temple commerce and hermetic law. Poverty is a spell you can break. It's not just lack, it's inherited programming. Awareness dissolves it. Spoken in shadow work and ancestral clearing rites. Wealth mirrors self-trust. Money doesn't trust those who don't trust themselves. A truth embedded in Hermetic and Sufi traditions. Your environment reflects your abundance mindset. Clutter, neglect, and disorder block the current. Clean space, clean energy, taught in feng shui, vastu, and sacred design. Celebrate other people's wealth. Envy blocks flow. Celebration connects you to the frequency of abundance. From Gnostic shadow reversal and bhakti celebration. Richness is a state, not a sum. You can feel rich before you are. That's what opens the channel. Neville Goddard and Taoist simplicity affirm this. Ask without need. Need repels. Abundance responds to desire infused with certainty, taught in Zen paradox and Vedic detachment. Money flows toward purpose. When you're aligned with your deeper mission, abundance finds you, echoed in Dharma-Artha alignment and Hermetic destiny. Receiving is a spiritual discipline. Open hands are harder than giving. Letting in is part of the ritual, found in feminine polarity and Sufi heart work. Your voice can call in wealth. Affirmations, prayers, and verbal declarations reshape your field. Rooted in invocation and Vedic mantra science. Time and money share a frequency. Scarcity around one often mirrors scarcity around the other. Heal both, taught in Taoist timing and occult economics. Bless what you spend. Every transaction is a spell. What you send out returns with your energy attached. Whispered in tithing, witchcraft, and Sufi purification. Health and vitality, 41 to 60. The body is a manifestation device. It's not just flesh. It's an instrument of energy and intention, taught in tantric and temple traditions. Your cells hear your thoughts. Every belief you hold about your body is a message it tries to fulfill. Rooted in energy medicine and yogic healing. Breath is the bridge. Breath carries life force. Controlling the breath controls the energy field. Practiced in pranayama and Taoist qi work. The nervous system is the gateway. When your system is calm, you're more magnetic, intuitive, and open to flow. Explored in yogic and Sufi nervous system training. Emotions live in the body. Unprocessed emotions become energetic congestion. Release them to restore flow. Understood in somatic therapy and tantric shadow work. Movement moves energy. Stagnant energy needs motion to dissolve. Dance, stretch, or walk it out. Taught in shamanic and yogic kinetic rituals. Rest heals and integrates. Creation happens in cycles. Pushing without pause blocks regeneration. Known through Taoist yin cycles and Sabbath law. Self-touch is energetic communion. Touching your body with presence rewires your field. Practiced in Reiki, mudras, and self-anointing rites. The gut is an intuitive organ. Your digestion reflects your ability to process life. Taught in Ayurveda and modern vagus nerve science. Light affects your vibration. Sunlight and candlelight carry codes. Surround yourself with conscious light. Honored in temple architecture and solar rites. The body holds the past. Pain is often unreleased history. Awareness releases the loop, revealed in trauma theory and yogic samskaras. The immune system responds to joy. Happiness and laughter send healing signals throughout your body. Observed in Sufi play and psychoneuroimmunology. Hydration is electrical alignment. Water is a conductor. Your manifestation signal weakens without it. Taught in Vedic Soma and sacred water rituals. Tension blocks the current. Tightness in the body often mirrors energetic resistance. Let go. Practiced in Taoist softness and breath-based release. The body is the first oracle. Listen to your symptoms. They're messages from the unconscious, known in medical intuition and body reading rites. Sacred ritual enhances physical energy. Consecrated routines anchor the nervous system and focus intent. Practiced in temple rites and Ayurvedic daily rhythm. Vitality increases when energy is aligned. When you're on path, the body gets stronger. Disease fades. Seen in Dharma-based healing and energetic coherence. You can speak healing into the body. Words carry programming. Speak to your cells like they're listening, because they are. Taught in mantra therapy and sound healing traditions. Fasting clears more than the body. Stillness in eating creates space in mind and spirit. Practiced in yogic tapas and mystic abstinence rituals. The body is a portal, not a prison. It's not something to escape. It's how the divine experiences form, revealed in tantric embodiment and Gnostic realization. Love and relationships, 61 to 80. Relationships reflect your inner state. Every connection shows you something about yourself, healed or unhealed. From Hermetic mirror law and Jungian projection. The heart is the center of magnetism. Open hearts attract. Closed hearts repel. Echoed in Sufi devotion and Vedic heart teachings. Polarity creates the spark. Masculine and feminine forces create magnetic tension when honored in balance. Rooted in tantric and yin-yang dynamics. Love is the most magnetic force. It pulls together people, opportunities, and synchronicities faster than thought. Taught in Bhakti Yoga and mystical union paths. What you chase, runs. Energetic grasping repels. True love is received, not seized. Spoken in Taoist surrender and feminine magnetism. Soul contracts are lessons in disguise. Some people enter to teach you, not to stay. Explored in karmic bond theory and soul path teachings. True love begins with self. If you reject yourself, no relationship can fill the gap. Taught in mystical psychology and mirror work. Wounds choose partners too. Attraction can come from pain as easily as from truth. Heal to attract differently. Observed in trauma bonding and karmic patterns. Sacred union accelerates manifestation. Two aligned beings create a stronger field than one, honored in tantric couple work and alchemical marriage. Love cannot be possessed. Trying to own love collapses its energy. Real love flows freely. Taught in Taoist detachment and agape teachings. Forgiveness sets you free. Holding on binds your energy. Releasing restores your magnetism. Practiced in heart path rituals and purification rites. Sacred intimacy is energetic exchange. Sex is not just physical, it's a merging of fields. Treated accordingly. Rooted in tantric and initiation rites. The right partner doesn't complete you, they amplify you. Conscious relationships reflect your wholeness, not your wounds. Spoken in conscious coupling and polarity partnerships. Attachment blocks flow. Need and clinging choke the energetic space. Detachment invites higher connection. Taught in Buddhist and Taoist love teachings. Your frequency chooses your lovers. You don't attract who you want. You attract who you are. From resonance law and emotional signature theory. Clear communication is sacred transmission. Words are energy. Say what you mean with presence and precision. Practiced in Hermetic speech and Vedic satya. Boundaries protect your signal. Saying no keeps your field intact. It's not rejection, it's self-alignment. Found in witchcraft circles and energetic hygiene. Loving someone doesn't mean keeping them. Letting go can be the most loving act. Completion is sacred. Taught in Zen and Sufi release teachings. Presence is the ultimate love language. Nothing heals or attracts like undivided attention. Honored in tantric presence and sacred witnessing. You must love without losing yourself. Merging with another shouldn't mean dissolving your truth. Spoken in feminine sovereignty and divine union work. Esoteric and hidden teachings, 81-100. You are a fractal of the divine. You don't channel power. You are it. Your soul is a shard of source. Revealed in Hermetic unity and Gnostic origin texts. Sigils encode intention into form. Symbols bypass logic and speak directly to the subconscious. Taught in Western occultism and tantric yantra use. Ritual shapes the invisible. When action is encoded with sacred meaning, reality responds. Practiced in mystery schools and temple technology. Initiation changes your field. A rite of passage isn't symbolic. It rewires you energetically. Seen in Gnostic, Egyptian, and shamanic traditions. You inherit energetic patterns. Ancestral beliefs, fears, and blocks live in your field until cleared. Taught in bloodline magic and family constellation work. Silence is a power source. Stillness doesn't mean absence. It means energetic containment. Rooted in Taoist Wu Wei and temple codes of secrecy. Shadow work unlocks creative power. The energy you repress holds the key to your greatest manifestations. From Jungian integration and Hermetic polarity work. Death is not the end. It's a portal. Life, death, and rebirth are cycles of transformation and refinement. Mapped in the Bardo, the Book of the Dead, and Alchemy. The moon is a memory keeper. It governs emotion, karma, and the astral tides of creation, woven into lunar rites and Jyotish astrology. The body is a temple grid. Your organs, bones, and energy centers mirror cosmic architecture, reflected in Kabbalistic, yogic, and Egyptian systems. Dreams are dimensional echoes. They reveal timelines, guides, and inner codes if you're willing to look. Explored in shamanic and Gnostic dream rites. The soul recycles until it remembers. Until you awaken, you return, not as punishment, but as curriculum, taught in Vedic samsara and Orphic rebirth teachings. Sound is a technology of creation. Every tone shapes the field. Sacred sound activates dormant codes, from Vedic mantra yoga to Gregorian and Egyptian chant. Numbers are not just math, they're entities. Numerical patterns carry archetypal power and unlock specific frequencies, found in Pythagorean mystery and sacred geometry. The law is written in symbols. Every myth, scripture, or legend hides mechanical truths in metaphor, decoded in Hermetic and mythic exegesis. Sacred geometry reveals creation's pattern. Shapes like the flower of life aren't art. They're instruction manuals, encoded in Egyptian blueprints and Platonic forms. Portals are real, and many are internal. Some gateways are inside you. They open through breath, intention, and vibration, known in Taoist and Tibetan inner temple practices. Magnetism is the secret force. Your aura is magnetic. It can attract or repel based on coherence. Spoken in Hermetic aura theory and energy field science. Most power is lost through leaks. Scattered attention, gossip, and over-disclosure drain your creative force, taught in temple silence codes and occult containment laws. The most powerful teachings are hidden in plain sight. They're in your myths, your words, your dreams, waiting for you to remember, guarded in Hermetic secrecy and Gnostic encryption. Energy laws and life force principles, 1 to 20. Energy is the first currency. Everything you want, money, health, love, begins as energy. No energy, no results. Taught in Hermetic vibration theory and Taoist cosmology. Breath controls your reality. When your breath is shallow, life feels tight. Deep breathing expands your field and influence. Rooted in pranayama and chi cultivation teachings. Focus is power. Scattered attention leaks energy. Laser focus magnetizes outcomes. Taught in Hermetic discipline and Tibetan energy mind training. Your spine is an energy tower. A straight spine boosts vitality, confidence, and sexual magnetism. Taught in Kundalini yoga and Taoist inner alchemy. Sound charges the field. Humming, chanting, or speaking with resonance shifts your mood and attracts attention. Found in mantra yoga and sound healing traditions. Posture broadcasts energy. You don't walk into a room, your posture does. How you carry yourself attracts or repels. Practiced in martial arts, temple initiation, and energetic etiquette. Sexual energy fuels success. Creative fire and sexual power come from the same source. Master it, and you become unstoppable. Taught in Tantric and Taoist cultivation paths. Stillness builds charge. Every moment of silence adds voltage. Motion spends it. Learn when to pause. Rooted in Taoist stillness and Hermetic energy containment. Your hands are magnetic tools. You can calm a child, ignite desire, or amplify healing, just with your palms. Practiced in Reiki, mudras, and priesthood anointing rites. Your aura reflects your self-respect. A strong field makes people trust, follow, and feel you. A weak one gets ignored. Seen in clairvoyant studies and energetic presence teachings. Energy blocks create life blocks. Unprocessed emotion and tension act like energetic traffic jams. Release creates flow, found in somatic healing and Taoist unwinding practices. Your energy is your first impression. Before you speak, your field speaks for you. People feel who you are, taught in temple etiquette and aura calibration work. Touch can reset the field. Touch with presence can calm the nervous system and restore intimacy. Practiced in polarity work, self-healing, and conscious touch. Exhale to let go. Breathing out is how you release control, trauma, and resistance. Rooted in somatic breathwork and trauma release exercises. Your beliefs affect your vibration. Thinking you're powerful raises your frequency. Doubt drags it down. Taught in mind-body teachings and metaphysical psychology. The belly is an energy center. Your power and confidence live in your gut. Strengthen it, and you'll feel unshakable. Honored in Dantian work and solar plexus development. Every relationship affects your energy. Some people recharge you, others drain you. Pay attention and protect your field. Rooted in energetic hygiene and mystic boundary practices. Movement unblocks energy. Dancing, shaking, or walking shifts stuck frequencies instantly. Practiced in shamanic trance, ecstatic movement, and somatic rituals. Ritual activates energy intentionally. Ritual is action encoded with energetic meaning. It charges your field with purpose, taught in temple science and personal magic. You attract what you vibrate. High-frequency energy brings clarity, opportunity, and aligned people. From Hermetic law of resonance and energy magnetism. Breath and nervous system mastery. 21 to 40. Breath is the remote for your nervous system. You can't think your way into calm, but you can breathe your way there. Practiced in vagus nerve toning and yogic breathwork. Inhale to power up. The in-breath draws energy in. It recharges your magnetic field. Rooted in pranayama and Taoist lung expansion. Exhale to release control. Letting go is the exhale's job. It dissolves stress, tension, and fear, practiced in trauma healing and somatic unwinding. Breath patterns create emotional states. Short, fast breaths feed anxiety. Deep, slow breaths feed clarity. Observed in neuro-breath studies and ancient breath cycles. Nose breathing is a power source. Mouth breathing leaks life force. The nose is the gate of vitality. Taught in yogic kriya and breath science research. Retention builds energy pressure. Pausing between inhale and exhale builds inner voltage. Practiced in kumbhaka and chai holding techniques. Breath clears stagnant emotion. Crying, sighing, yawning, all are breath's way of purging the stuck. Found in somatic trauma release and sacred breath circles. Fast breathing can activate visions. Wim Hof, holotropic, and shamanic breath unlock altered states. Used in initiatory rites and nervous system resets. Slow breathing activates receiving. When you slow the breath, the feminine current opens. You become magnetic. Practiced in yin breath and receptive polarity work. Your breath is your baseline energy. How you breathe in ordinary moments sets your long-term vibration. Rooted in qigong and breath awareness training. Breath is a bridge between worlds. It connects body to spirit, conscious to unconscious. It's the thread of life, taught in Egyptian mystery rites and yogic mysticism. Calm breath amplifies charisma. People feel your breath rhythm. A grounded breather commands the room. Known in performance coaching and hermetic presence work. You can't lie with your breath. Even if your words say, "I'm fine," your breath reveals the truth. Observed in therapy, lie detection, and emotional coaching. Breath holds memory. Trauma can freeze breath. Releasing the breath can release the past. Spoken in body memory theory and breathwork integration. Conscious breath shifts destiny. Automatic breath keeps you surviving. Intentional breath makes you thrive. Taught in mystical breath initiations across cultures. The first breath began your journey. At birth, your first inhale anchored your soul to body. That rhythm still rules you. Recognized in midwife traditions and spiritual rebirth rites. Breath controls the inner fire. You can cool rage or ignite drive just by how you breathe. Found in yogic fire breath and warrior breathwork. A held breath means held energy. Clenching the breath signals clenching of power, emotion, or truth. Released in somatic coaching and trauma-informed breathwork. Breath can be a prayer. Each inhale asks, each exhale thanks. Taught in devotional breathing and monastic rhythm. Every breath is a new chance. You can reset your energy and your life in under 10 seconds. practiced in real-time regulation and spiritual reset rituals. The energy body and inner architecture, 41 to 60. Your body is wired for energy. It's not just flesh, it's circuitry. Every cell holds charge, taught in energy anatomy and sacred embodiment. The spine is the master channel. It's your internal power line. Straighten it, and energy flows freely. Central in Kundalini Yoga and Taoist inner alchemy. Chakras are energy centers, not ideas. They're real, and they regulate your emotions, health, and charisma. Mapped in Vedic science and esoteric anatomy. The aura holds your presence. It's the invisible field around you, and it speaks before you do. Seen in clairvoyance and magnetic field studies. The dantian is your power core. This lower belly center is your battery. Strengthen it, and you become stable. Practiced in Qigong and Taoist cultivation. Your energy body reveals your truth. You can fake a smile, but you can't fake a frequency. Taught in intuitive reading and subtle sensing. The heart field is your signal range. It broadcasts your emotion in waves. The wider it opens, the further you reach. Measured in heart coherence studies and Sufi practices. The third eye sees the invisible. It's your inner radar, sensing energy, emotion, and even intention. Known in yogic Siddhi traditions and clairvoyant work. The feet are grounding circuits. Without grounding, energy gets stuck. Walk barefoot, root down, taught in earth connection and temple grounding rites. The crown is your divine receiver. When open, you access insight, creativity, and downloads. Central in mystical initiation and spiritual alignment. The left side receives, the right side gives. Your body has polarity. Honor both flows. Practiced in Reiki, Tantra, and energy flow mapping. The energy body gets wounds too. Trauma doesn't just bruise the mind, it distorts the field. Healed through energy clearing and sacred release. Energy centers can go dormant. If neglected, chakras dull. When activated, life transforms. Taught in chakra rebalancing and temple tuning. The energy body mirrors your life. Blockage in love, wealth, or clarity often reflects internal congestion, mapped in esoteric diagnostics and healing science. Your inner architecture is sacred geometry. The layout of your energy system mirrors cosmic design, reflected in microcosm-macrocosm teachings. Fatigue often means leakage, not lack. You're not low energy. You're leaking through poor boundaries, repaired through sealing practices and energetic sovereignty. Energy moves in spirals, not lines. Circular motion heals, rebalances, and powers the field. Observed in spiral breath, dance, and chakra dynamics. Every organ has a frequency. Your liver, kidneys, heart, they each carry a tone. You can tune them, taught in sound healing and Taoist 5-element work. The tongue is an energy switch. Its position affects breath, mind, and kundalini flow. Practiced in Kachari Mudra and yogic control systems. The energy body remembers what you forgot. It stores intuition, soul memory, and unresolved stories, waiting to be unlocked. Accessed in body-based wisdom and spiritual recall practices. Sexual energy and creative transmutation, 61 to 80. Sexual energy is creative energy. The same force that creates life can build your dreams, if directed. Taught in Tantric, Taoist, and Hermetic traditions. Wasted sexual energy drains vitality. Constant release without intention depletes drive, focus, and ambition. explored in cultivation systems and yogic celibacy. Transmutation turns desire into power, redirect sexual fire toward purpose, and you'll access superhuman clarity. Taught in sacred alchemy and mystery schools. Presence is the real turn-on. Magnetism doesn't come from looks. It comes from full energetic presence, rooted in polarity work and conscious intimacy. Repression blocks the channel. Suppressing desire creates shame, and shame short-circuits your field. Addressed in shadow integration and energy psychology, sacred sex is a spiritual practice. It's not about performance. It's about merging, awakening, and expanding. Found in temple rites and divine union paths. Creative blocks are often sexual blocks. If your art, ideas, or ambition feel stuck, check your sacral energy. Seen in energy mapping and emotional release work. Mastery requires containment. Sexual energy grows stronger when not constantly spent. Practiced in semen retention and ojas preservation teachings. Pleasure is a power source. Pleasure opens the nervous system, expands the field, and restores life force. Taught in feminine embodiment and ecstatic healing. The sacral center holds passion and pain. This energy center stores old wounds and wild power. Clear it, honored in womb healing and sacral tuning rituals. Sexual energy is cyclical. Your desire rises and falls with moon phases, hormones, and energy tides. Observed in tantric calendars and lunar alignment practices. Touch with intention charges the field. Every caress can be a blessing or a leak. Touch with sacred presence. Practiced in conscious sensuality and energetic intimacy. Fantasy reveals unintegrated archetypes. What excites you may also show you what you've disowned. Explored in Jungian erotic shadow work. You can orgasm without touch. Energy orgasms are real, and they can unlock higher consciousness. Taught in breath orgasm training and kundalini activation. The spine conducts sexual energy upward. Don't waste it downward. Lift it toward vision, devotion, and creation. Practiced in serpent fire and spinal transmutation. Masculine and feminine are energetic codes. We all carry both. Learning to dance between them unlocks your full range, rooted in yin-yang dynamics and tantric polarity. Orgasmic energy heals and repairs. When conscious, climax can cleanse trauma and elevate your frequency. Taught in Taoist healing and feminine temple practices. Attraction isn't random, it's frequency matching. You attract partners who mirror your energy field, not just your tastes. Seen in vibrational resonance and soul contract theory. Sexual shame shrinks your field. Unhealed guilt creates energetic armor. Releasing it restores power. Healed through sacred sexuality and erotic self-forgiveness. The most potent sexual energy is rooted in love. When pleasure meets devotion, your field becomes unstoppable. Known in Bhakti Tantra and Divine Union teachings. Tools for energy mastery, 81 to 100. Movement directs energy. Every gesture is a spell. Move with intention, and your energy obeys. Practiced in martial arts, temple dance, and yogic flow. Stillness multiplies power. Stillness is not emptiness, it's focused storage. The masters sit and charge. Taught in Taoist inner alchemy and meditative containment. Mudras seal energy currents. Your hands are keys. Their shapes open internal doors, used in yogic, tantric, and ceremonial rituals. Sound sculpts the field. Toning, humming, and chanting reshape energy instantly. practiced in mantra, overtone singing, and temple acoustics. Visualization guides energy flow. What you picture internally becomes instruction for your energy system, taught in Chai flow meditations and creative visualization. Cold and heat affect energy balance. Temperature influences your state. Ice awakens, heat melts blocks. Known in fire ice therapies and yogic tapas. Salt clears dense energy. Salt is ancient purification tech. Bathe in it, circle it, keep it close. Used in temple cleansing and earth-based protection. Smoke carries intention. Incense, herbs, or resins move prayers and cleanse fields. Practiced in indigenous rites and esoteric ritual. Sound tools break stagnancy. Tuning forks, singing bowls, and bells shatter stuckness. Used in energy medicine and temple harmonics. Water resets frequency. Bathing, immersion, or drinking sacred water clears psychic debris. Found in baptism, spring rites, and Vedic soma practices. The breath is the master tool. Of all techniques, breath remains the most immediate and powerful reset, taught in every lineage across every age. Your voice is a tuning device. Speaking, chanting, or moaning shifts your own frequency. Practiced in ecstatic worship and resonance practices. The eyes direct energy. Your gaze can calm, seduce, command, or heal, depending on your field. Used in temple initiation and conscious relationship training. Clothing carries frequency. Fabric, color, and intention change how energy flows around you. Known in priesthood vestments and power dressing. Jewelry amplifies or contains energy. Crystals and metals hold charge and radiate influence. Used in magical systems and energetic shielding. Sacred geometry amplifies space. Symbols like the flower of life aren't decoration, they organize energy. Used in altars, architecture, and subtle field construction. Direction matters. North grounds, east awakens, south burns, west dissolves. Orientation is ritual, taught in elemental maps and temple compass rites. Sacred space holds charge. Your room can become a battery. Clean it, charge it, sit in it. Practiced in altar work and energetic container building. Intention is the master switch. You can use any object, breath, or motion if your intent is clear. Revealed in hermetic command and focused energy training. Your body is the altar. No tool is stronger than you. Every gesture, breath, and gaze is a ritual when you remember. Honored in tantric embodiment and mystery school initiation. Karmic laws and right action, 1 to 20. Every action leaves a trail. What you do, say, and think imprints reality. Your results, in love, money, or health, follow that trail. Taught in Vedic karma and hermetic cause and effect. Intention creates the true karma. Not just action, but why you act shapes your fate. Hidden motives ripple outward. Rooted in Bhagavad Gita and Buddhist ethics. You inherit what you don't heal. Unresolved karma passes through bloodlines. Your anxiety, scarcity, or illness may not be yours, but it's yours to break. Spoken in ancestral healing and epigenetic karma teachings. Non-attachment clears karma. Clinging to outcomes keeps you spinning. Releasing them clears the path for better ones. Taught in Taoism and Gita's Karma Yoga. Service is a shortcut to balance. Helping others without ego dissolves old debt and attracts new blessings. Rooted in seva, selfless action, and bodhisattva vows. Each thought shapes your field. Wishing ill or judging others creates residue. Radiance or rot It begins in the mind. Taught in yogic mind purification and hermetic vibration law. Forgiveness frees your future. Resentment is a karmic magnet, drawing similar wounds. Forgive to stop the loop. Practiced in heart-clearing rituals and shadow alchemy. Right action restores alignment. Even if the past was crooked, choosing integrity now rewires the outcome. Found in Dharma restoration and moral alchemy teachings. What you give returns multiplied. Love, money, or energy, when given cleanly, always circles back bigger. Echoed in Hermetic return law and Taoist flow cycles. You meet the same lessons until you pass. Different faces, same pattern. Relationships recycle until awareness breaks the spell. Known in soul contract theory and karmic loops. Desire driven by fear creates debt. When you act from lack, you magnetize more lack. Your motive writes your karma. Observed in Sufi detachment and energetic debt laws. Karma is not punishment, it's precision. You don't suffer randomly. Every moment is calibrated to awaken or align you. Taught in Orphic mystery and Vedantic karma maps. Silent action is strongest. Boasting leaks power. Unseen good rewires your fate faster. Rooted in Taoist virtue and temple secrecy. Judgment binds you to what you judge. What you hate in others becomes your mirror. Release it or repeat it. Taught in mirror law and karmic polarity work. Right work heals the field. When you offer your gifts in service of truth, karma aligns and abundance follows. Known in Dharma wealth alignment and yogic fulfillment teachings. Anger creates deep imprints. Explosions of emotion write karmic signatures. Calm creates cleaner futures. Spoken in Buddhist restraint and tantric energy ethics. To heal the future, clean the present. Each loving act now repairs timelines. You don't need to go backward, just go inward. Found in Sufi present-centered mysticism. Karma accelerates when you're conscious. The more awake you are, the faster the loop. Grace and consequence speed up. Taught in advanced soul path teachings. Being the victim creates more victimhood. Even justified pain can become your identity. Reclaim power or relive the pattern. Observed in trauma cycle healing and karma deprogramming. Small right acts shift, big destiny. You don't need to move mountains. Sweep the floor, help a stranger. The field notices. Whispered in Zen karma practice and invisible virtue codes. Karmic alignment and real-world impact. 21 to 40. Your job is a karma vehicle. Every task, client, or coworker is a mirror. How you show up determines what returns. Taught in karma yoga and right livelihood teachings. Your relationships are karmic teachers. Each partner, friend, or rival carries a lesson. Heal the bond, or repeat it with someone else. Known in soul contract systems and relational alchemy. Money carries karma. How you earn and spend ripples through your field. Clean energy draws more, dirty energy binds. Taught in Dharmic finance and energetic wealth teachings. Karmic patterns can be upgraded. Inherited lack, illness, or heartbreak aren't final sentences. They're codes to be rewritten. Rooted in epigenetics and karmic reprogramming. Consistency clears karma faster than intensity. 1,000 small right choices outpace one big mystical ritual. Walk the path, don't just talk it. Taught in Buddhist Eightfold Path and yogic daily ethics. Apologies heal when they're embodied. Saying sorry is a start, but living differently seals the karma. Observed in shadow work and interpersonal repair teachings. Secrets bind energy. Hiding guilt, shame, or deception ties up your vitality. Confession frees your flow, practiced in spiritual inventory and heart-clearing rites. Your body reflects karmic density. Chronic tension, fatigue, or illness often trace back to unprocessed choices, taught in somatic karma release and psychosomatic mapping. Clarity in decisions clears karma quickly. Waffling keeps energy stuck. Aligned decisions, even small ones, shift your future. Found in Dharma alignment and action-based awakening. Energy invested is never lost. Even if you wasted time or weren't seen, the universe kept the receipt. Nothing is truly gone. Taught in unseen virtue and divine accounting traditions. Victimhood is a karmic glue. Staying in "why me" locks you in the loop. Responsibility breaks the chain. Echoed in trauma sovereignty and empowered healing. Unaddressed envy creates lack. Jealousy is a karmic contract to stay small. Celebrate others to expand your own field. Spoken in Hermetic mirror law and Vedic reversal rites. Compassion dissolves heavy karma. Even without solving the problem, choosing kindness reroutes fate, known in Mahayana ethics and divine mercy codes. Boundaries protect your karmic field. Letting toxic people in is consent. Saying no is sacred alignment, taught in energy hygiene and psychic integrity traditions. Jokes carry karmic weight. Every just kidding creates subtle imprint. Speak wisely, your field listens. Rooted in speech purification and vibration teachings. Avoiding truth compounds debt. Delaying hard conversations keeps the lesson alive. Honesty clears karma instantly. Practiced in radical truth paths and dharmic speech codes. The energy of giving matters more than the amount. Give to impress, and the karma clouds. Give from love, and it multiplies. Taught in sacred giving and tithing integrity laws. Comparison is a karmic distortion. When you measure yourself against others, you break your own alignment. Seen in Gnostic sovereignty and yogic detachment practice. Spiritual ego creates invisible bondage. Feeling superior because you know more creates hidden loops of stagnation. Spoken in Zen humility teachings and advanced mirror work. Your inner state outweighs your outer act. You can do a good deed from fear, or a quiet one from love. Only one clears karma. Found in Bhagavad Gita and sacred motive teachings. Karmic purification and freedom, 41 to 60. Karma lives in the nervous system. Tension, overreaction, shutdown. They often echo old karmic shock. Regulate the body, and the loop softens. Taught in somatic unwinding and trauma-integrated karma healing. Breath burns old karma. Conscious breath is sacred fire. Each inhale rewrites your future. Each exhale releases your past. Found in pranayama and karmic purification rites. Sacred ritual dissolves stagnant patterns. Physical actions done with full intent, lighting, bowing, fasting, scrub karma from the field. Taught in temple magic and yogic tapas disciplines. Toxic regret is a trap. Regret without growth recycles pain. Acknowledgement, action, and self-forgiveness unlock movement. Observed in karmic shadow work and spiritual grief clearing. Purifying speech purifies destiny. Words carry weight. Speaking truth, blessing others, and cutting gossip rewrites your field. Taught in Vedic Satya and Hermetic word law. Diet affects your karmic clarity. Heavy food can weigh down the subtle body. Clean eating helps cleanse karmic residue. Rooted in sattvic nutrition and temple dietary codes. Fasting is karmic reset. When you pause consumption, food, media, people, you hear the lessons more clearly. taught in spiritual discipline and karmic detox traditions. Sacred sound rewires your field. Chanting divine names or seed syllables unravels old knots and rewrites your path. Found in mantra yoga and sonic karma release. Silence clears karmic noise. Withdrawing from chatter and reaction lets karmic messages rise from underneath. Practiced in vipassana and hermetic stillness work. The heart must be clean to receive. Bitterness blocks blessings. A soft, open heart invites karmic grace and emotional wealth. Echoed in bhakti yoga and heart purification rites. Karmic weight can be felt in the body. Heaviness in your chest, tension in your jaw. They often trace back to karmic memory. Taught in psychosomatic diagnostics and past life residue clearing. Repetition creates karma and breaks it. What you do every day shapes your destiny. Make your patterns sacred. Known in karma yoga and intention-infused routine. Sacred water washes more than skin. Bathing with prayer, herbs, or intention helps lift karmic dust from the aura. Used in purification rites across temples and tribes. Dreams reveal karmic threads. Unfinished stories, strange symbols, or recurring people may point to karma asking for closure. Observed in dream yoga and astral karmic review. Praying to the force clears karma. Concentrated effort, paired with deep prayer, can pull karmic residue straight from the heart center. Ask the force to burn it out. Taught in devotional purification and heart-based karmic healing. Gratitude speeds up karmic clearing. Thanking the lesson, even when it hurts, shifts you from victim to alchemist. Taught in Vedic contentment and hermetic emotional transmutation. Your field knows when you're clean. There's a lightness, a magnetism, a pull. When karma is clear, blessings come faster and stick. Echoed in energetic radiance teachings and dharmic magnetism. Karmic clarity amplifies your voice. When your inner field is clear, people feel you. Truth resonates deeper, wider, louder. Known in spiritual leadership and voice activation work. Animal interactions reflect your field. If nature moves toward you, your karma is light. Animals feel your vibe before people do. Taught in indigenous field attunement and Zen nature readings. Sometimes the cure is to laugh. Laughter shakes stuck karma loose. Joy untangles timelines faster than effort alone. Found in Sufi joy work and Taoist paradox play. Karma, Destiny and Soul Blueprint, 61-80. Your karma shapes your timeline. Your past choices are steering the events unfolding now. Shift direction by shifting decisions. Taught in Vedic astrology and Hermetic timeline law. Destiny isn't fixed, it's frequency. What feels like fate is often just repeated energy. Raise your vibration and the script changes. Known in quantum karma and dharmic elevation rites. Your soul agreed to some of this. Certain struggles were chosen, not to punish you, but to unlock specific gifts. Taught in soul contract work and karmic curriculum traditions. Every relapse is a review. When you fall back into the old, it's not failure. It's a final test before release. Observed in karmic loop psychology and soul learning paths. The same souls come back around. Lovers, rivals, even family. Many are from your past lives. Closure in this life sets them free. Spoken in reincarnation studies and karmic bond theory. Not all karma is yours to carry. Sometimes you've absorbed others' burdens. Return them with love and step out of the story. Taught in energetic disentanglement and boundary rites. Dreams can reveal karmic missions. Strange places, ancient scenes, or repeating figures might hold clues to your soul's assignment. Known in dream divination and astral karmic codes. You don't have to learn through pain. Suffering teaches, but so does awareness. You can evolve through love, beauty, and choice. Rooted in Sufi grace teachings and karmic gentleness work. Your greatest pain holds your purpose. The wound that keeps repeating may point to what you're here to heal, in you and in others. Taught in Dharma, revealing karma and soul alchemy. When you're off path, obstacles multiply. The universe blocks what isn't aligned. Resistance can be redirection, not punishment. Echoed in Taoist flow law and karmic course correction. Inner conflict creates outer chaos. When you're torn inside, the world responds in kind. Alignment resolves the storm, observed in energetic coherence and internal Dharma integrity. You choose how quickly you evolve. Drag your feet and life keeps circling. Step fully in and new doors open. Taught in karmic acceleration and conscious will work. You can outgrow old contracts. Some soul agreements expire. When the lesson is learned, you're free to move on. Spoken in completion rites and karmic sovereignty practices. What you avoid strengthens its hold. Dodging the hard talk, the shadow, the debt, it all deepens the tether. Face it to free it. Found in karmic confrontation and shadow liberation work. True purpose burns through old karma. When you serve your soul's calling, past baggage begins to fall away. Known in Dharma-karma integration and path purification. Your karma shifts when you help others shift. When you guide someone out of the dark, you rise too. Shared healing is exponential, taught in karmic service paths and ripple field teachings. Sacred work is a form of cleansing. When your labor uplifts others, it scrubs the subtle body and realigns your field. Echoed in karma yoga and soul-aligned entrepreneurship. You can choose to end the story. The pattern, the person, the cycle. You don't have to keep playing it out. Exit is initiation, taught in karma exit rites and conscious closure teachings. Some blocks are past life scars, a fear that makes no sense, a limit that won't budge. The origin might predate this life. Explored in past life regression and interdimensional karma. Closing the loop is a soul art. When you forgive, give thanks, and release, you collapse timelines and walk free. Practiced in karmic unraveling and soul closure rites. Karma and liberation, 81 to 100. The goal isn't to balance karma, it's to transcend it. You weren't born to endlessly repay. You were born to awaken. Transcendence begins when you stop clinging to the story. Taught in moksha teachings and Gnostic liberation paths. Karma ends where awareness begins. When you become fully conscious of the pattern, it loses power. Awareness untangles the knot. Known in non-dual realization and karmic witnessing practices. Love is the final dissolver. Not sentiment, but deep, unconditional, radiant presence. It burns through karma like fire through mist. Taught in bhakti yoga and heart field transmutation. The more you cling, the longer you stay. Karma feeds on attachment. Freedom comes not from controlling life, but releasing your grip. Echoed in Buddhist renunciation and Taoist flowing paths. The witness, self creates spaciousness. When you observe the cycle without becoming it, space opens, and through that space, light enters. Taught in Jnana Yoga and sacred detachment disciplines, you don't have to repay, you can resolve. Forgiveness, understanding, and compassion can close accounts faster than suffering can. Practiced in karmic reconciliation and emotional alchemy. Recognizing the game ends the game. The moment you realize the karmic loop is a script, you reclaim the pen. Spoken in Gnostic simulation theory and dream yoga. Ego keeps the wheel spinning. Insistence on identity, being right, being hurt, being you, ties you tighter to the wheel. Taught in ego death rites and soul transcendence work. You can exit the wheel in this life. Liberation doesn't need to wait. You can dissolve karmic identity here, now, with truth, service, and stillness. Rooted in nirvana paths and realization schools. All karma is localized in the field. It's not in some cosmic scoreboard. It lives in your nervous system, your aura, your breath. Observed in subtle body mapping and trauma karma overlap. Your reality shifts as soon as you do. Instant karma isn't punishment, it's responsiveness. Shift your signal and the world bends with you. Taught in law of resonance and inner frequency calibration. The highest service is to free others. Helping others exit their loops lifts you above your own. Liberation is contagious. Known in bodhisattva vows and liberator archetypes. Sacred stillness ends cycles. In the still point, karma cannot grab you. Sit deep enough and the whole story drops. Taught in meditative samadhi and Taoist void cultivation. You don't need to be perfect, just present. Perfection is ego's game. Presence is the soul's portal. Stay awake, and karma rewrites itself. Spoken in Zen presence paths and awareness-based liberation. True liberation feels light. When karma dissolves, your body softens, your thoughts slow, and love becomes your default frequency. Experienced in field coherence and soul freedom states. The last karma to drop is the belief in karma. Even the system itself is a stage in awakening. Eventually, the soul walks beyond law into light, taught in highest non-dualism and absolute realization traditions. You were never truly bound. The chains were made of mind stuff. Remembering who you are, pure awareness, ends the illusion. Rooted in Advaita Vedanta and dream body teachings. Time is a karmic illusion. When you dissolve past and future, karma collapses too. Liberation lives in the timeless now, taught in Zen koans and eternal presence disciplines. The lighter your field, the higher your options. With less baggage, you rise to new timelines, higher choices, and more loving realities. Known in vibrational ascension and Dharma lift teachings. All karma is a teacher until you graduate. Earth is a school. Karma is curriculum. Liberation is the diploma. Spoken in soul school teachings and planetary evolution maps. Hidden Teachings and Occult Foundations, 1-20. Occult knowledge builds power. Hidden teachings were never meant to be trendy. They were tools for transformation. The more you know, the more you can shape your life. Guarded in temple schools and underground lineages. Initiation unlocks new timelines. Real initiation isn't symbolic. It rewires your destiny. You leave behind old patterns and enter higher paths. Spoken in Gnostic rites and mystery school rituals. Secrecy preserves energy. What's sacred must be sealed. Oversharing drains your power and delays results. Practiced in Hermetic silence codes and Taoist containment. Your symbols shape your reality. Every logo, tattoo, or altar object speaks to the subconscious. Chosen wisely, they can reprogram your luck, love life, or income. Taught in sigil crafting and subconscious entrainment. The forbidden hides the formulas. What gets labeled dangerous often holds real power. Alchemy, planetary rituals, and bloodline codes weren't banned by accident, spoken in suppressed temple scrolls and occult archives. Energy moves where meaning flows. Ritual works because it loads every motion with purpose. Washing your hands with intention can attract peace or prosperity. Taught in temple etiquette and folk magic. Sacred geometry is not decoration. Circles, spirals, and star patterns aren't artistic, they're energetic blueprints. Use them to shape mood, health, and flow. Encoded in Pythagorean and Egyptian construction rites. Planets affect your field. You're not just your sign. Planetary positions impact your money, libido, and mental clarity. Learn the map to adjust the field. Mapped in Hermetic astrology and Vedic timing codes. The body is a symbolic circuit. Your organs, hands, and posture mirror cosmic truths. Heal the stomach, and you digest life better. Found in Taoist medicine and temple body maps. You're already in a ritual. Brushing your teeth, checking your phone. These are rituals too, but unconscious ones. Make them sacred and they'll return energy. Explored in chaos magic and daily enchantment teachings. The invisible world controls the visible. What happens energetically dictates your results. Shift the field, and health, love, or income follow. Taught in Hermetic law and subtle body physics. Forgotten words hold charge. Ancient names and sounds weren't random. They tuned your nervous system to specific frequencies. Use them to attract different realities. Chanted in angelic languages and temple linguistics. The occult is practical. It's not about robes and candles. It's about focused energy. Use these teachings to negotiate better, heal faster, or magnetize allies. Rooted in practical sorcery and results-based mysticism. Most blocks aren't physical. They're symbolic. Can't lose weight. Attract the wrong partners. Check for the symbols running in your home, speech, or dreams. Known in symbolic diagnostics and magical pattern theory. The inner circle lives differently. Mystery school graduates don't just think differently. They breathe, spend, and touch differently. That's why their lives look enchanted. Observed in lineage holders and transmission initiates. Every object in your space holds a spell. Nothing is neutral. Your jewelry, fridge magnets, and decor either drain or empower you. Taught in object magic and energetic item alignment. The left-hand path is a misunderstood shortcut. It's not evil, it's intense. When mastered with clarity, it can collapse timelines and catalyze healing. Discussed in tantric paths and Western esoteric work. The true ritual is internal. You don't need candles or incense. You need presence and precision. Real ritual is done with breath and will, taught in inner temple practices and alchemical breathwork. The system was designed to dull you. Most people feel foggy, stuck, or broke, not by accident. Occult ignorance makes you easier to control. Exposed in esoteric history and vibrational suppression studies. Power returns when you remember. You don't need to become anything, just remember what was hidden. And your joy, love, and strength rise naturally. Spoken in Gnostic reawakening and soul retrieval rites. Sigils, symbols, and energetic programming, 21 to 40. Sigils are commands in symbolic form. A sigil isn't just a doodle. It's a compressed intention sent into the subconscious for execution. Used in chaos magic and subconscious imprinting. Your name holds frequency. The sound and spelling of your name influence your energy. Altering it, even slightly, can shift your self-image and fate. Taught in numerology and magical renaming rituals. Writing is spell work. Every word you write, in a journal, text, or email, programs your field. Be intentional. Known in Hermetic linguistics and scripting practices. Numbers are spiritual codes. Repeating numbers aren't just signs, they're instructions. 8 for wealth, 6 for harmony, 3 for expansion, taught in sacred number systems and Pythagorean keys. Art is a portal. Imagery bypasses the rational mind and reshapes your field. Surround yourself with beauty that programs you for success. Practiced in visionary art and temple iconography. Mantras rewire the field. Chanting isn't for tradition, it's for transformation. Repetition plus vibration equals energetic override. Used in Vedic mantra, Sufi zikr, and magical invocations. Every language programs reality differently. Some languages open your heart, others activate logic. Speaking in different tongues activates different selves. Observed in linguistic field studies and magical phonetics. Your signature is a spell. Your personal sigil is your signature. Every time you sign, you anchor an identity. Make sure it's the one you want. Taught in magical contract theory and energy ID imprinting. Drawing is direct spell work. When you doodle with emotion or focus, you're actually shaping fields. Use symbols, not scribbles. Spoken in ancient glyph work and spontaneous magic practices. Your dreams speak in symbols. The snake, the baby, the house. These aren't just dreams. They're messages coded in archetype. Taught in Jungian decoding and astral language work. Symbols shift your emotions fast. A red stop sign, a spiral, a cross. One glance, and your whole nervous system reacts. That's power. Used in branding, religious conditioning, and magical symbols. Sigils work through repetition plus release. Craft the symbol, charge it emotionally, then forget it. That's how you bypass the doubting mind. Taught in chaos magic and subconscious gatekeeping theory. Sacred objects carry fields. An heirloom, a handmade talisman, a gifted stone. They remember. Some amplify love, some block it. Observed in energetic imprinting and object resonance. Every line you trace reinforces a pattern. Repeating a symbol ingrains its frequency deeper. That's why repetition, not perfection, creates results. Practiced in yantra drawing and trance magic. Color is a language of power. Red excites, blue soothes, gold attracts. Color affects your field and the field of those who see you. Used in color magic and temple painting systems. Your thoughts create invisible symbols. Every idea has shape. Anxiety coils, desire expands. Think clearly, and your field will organize. Spoken in field geometry and thought form research. Shapes carry frequencies. Triangles focus. Circles protect. Spirals evolve. Don't just decorate, consecrate. Used in alchemical designs and architecture of power. The right symbol unlocks your block. For every problem, health, wealth, love, there's a symbol that cuts through the resistance. Find it. Taught in inner temple sigil work and geometric tuning. You can encode energy into anything. A key, a piece of string, your phone background. Anything can become a sigil if loaded with intention. Known in chaos magic and intuitive imprinting. You are a living sigil. Your posture, patterns, and voice form an energetic symbol that others feel before they know your name. Spoken in embodiment magic and identity coding. Forbidden rituals and alchemical shortcuts. 41 to 60. Ritual is action loaded with power. When you move with meaning, even just lighting a candle, the universe responds. Every gesture can be wealth-building or healing. Taught in temple science and esoteric action theory. Alchemy is inner transformation. It's not about turning lead to gold. It's turning pain into clarity, shame into magnetism, confusion into love. Known in Hermetic soul refinement and Sufi transmutation. You can enchant your morning routine. Brushing your teeth, drinking water. If done with will, these are rituals that command your day, practiced in micro-magic and daily energy layering. The bath is a magical tool. Adding herbs, salt, or intention turns a shower into a cleansing spell, one that clears envy, fatigue, and karmic dust. Found in priestess rites and energy detox systems. Candlelight amplifies intent. The flame is a portal. Whisper a wish into it, and it carries it upward. Used in planetary magic and devotional firework. Forbidden substances open strange doors. Psychedelics, potions, or elixirs weren't banned for fun. They dissolve the veil. But power without grounding can shatter lives. Taught in mystery schools and plant initiations. Rituals work best in sequence. Monday for clarity, Friday for love, Sunday for power. Timing matters, just like farming follows the moon. Used in astrological magic and lunar-coded rituals. Money spells don't work if you're in lack. Begging the universe keeps you broke. Power rituals require faith, not fear. Spoken in financial magic and vibration teachings. Sacred sex is a manifestation rite. When you climax with focused intent, the field receives the blueprint instantly. Taught in tantric alchemy and eros-based magic. Sweat is a magical release. Dancing, running, or shaking in ritual moves suck karma out of your system. Found in shamanic healing and ecstatic temple rites. Rituals can be done in secret, even in public. A hand gesture, a whispered word. Magicians have always hidden power in plain sight. Practiced in stealth magic and embodied spellcasting. Fasting is a field reset. When you stop eating, you stop reacting. Insight, vision, and clarity increase. Used in ascetic purification and energetic thinning. Kitchen work is alchemy. Your food is a spell. Stirring with love or hate changes its charge. Cook like a priest, not a peasant. Taught in folk magic and lunar food rites. Sacred clothing can shield or charge you. Colors, textures, symbols, they shift your field. Black conceals, red attracts, white clears. Used in ritual vestments and energetic dressing. Doll work is energy work. Voodoo isn't evil, it's symbolic surgery. Healing, not harm, is the real craft. Practiced in animistic traditions and energy proxy rites. Some shortcuts require sacrifice. Not blood, but effort. The bigger the desire, the cleaner the energy must be. Known in alchemical trade law and karmic leverage rituals. Mirrors are portals and programmers. Speak into a mirror with intent, and your words double in power. Reflect and reshape. Used in self-enchantment and lunar beauty magic. Every magical tool is just a focus aid. Wands, crystals, incense, they don't have power. You do. The tool helps you channel it. Taught in empowerment paths and stripped down sorcery. Leftover energy can haunt your space. Old arguments, broken dreams, sexual tension, they linger. Smudge, clean, reprogram. Practiced in space clearing and energetic hygiene. True ritual opens the heart, not just the mind. If you don't feel it, it doesn't work. Goosebumps, tears, joy. That's the signal your spell reached the field. Observed in field coherence studies and sacred emotion rites. Bloodlines, ancestors, and energetic inheritance. 61 to 80. You carry your ancestors in your field. Their fears, wounds, and dreams live in your DNA and energy. Clearing their pain can unlock your love, wealth, and health. Taught in epigenetics and ancestral healing rites. Karmic debt runs in families. Addiction, scarcity, betrayal. Often it's not your fault, but it's now your task to resolve. Found in bloodline magic and intergenerational karma teachings, family patterns can be broken or repeated. Without awareness, you become your father. With awareness, you become free. Spoken in constellation work and energetic disentanglement. Ancestors respond to ritual. Lighting a candle, offering a meal, or simply saying their name with respect opens unseen support. Taught in ancestor veneration and soul lineage traditions. Your blood remembers. Lineage trauma and power live in your cells. Healing the body is part of healing the past. Observed in somatic ancestry work and cellular memory studies. Inherited fears block present joy. Fear of success, love, or safety might not be yours, but if it's in your field, it's your work. Known in trauma, unwinding, and karmic fear mapping. Your relationship to family reflects your relationship to power. Reject them blindly, and you sever energy. Accept them wisely, and you gain strength. Practiced in ancestral integration and shadow lineage work. You can choose a new lineage. Blood isn't the only bond. You can graft yourself into spiritual lineages by resonance, devotion, and initiation. Taught in mystical adoption and soul tribe formation. Genetic line equals energetic pathway. Health problems are sometimes just ancestral whispers. Healing yourself heals them. Seen in family energy charts and karmic diagnostics. Ancestors who felt unheard may act through you. Unfulfilled dreams, exiled emotions. You might be living out their unresolved stories. Explored in narrative inheritance and soul echo phenomena. Forgiveness frees the bloodline. Forgive not just for yourself, but to unbind your lineage. What you do now echoes back and forward. Taught in karmic closure and ancestral liberation practices. You can be the first to break the curse. Cycles of abuse, silence, or poverty stop with you, if you choose. Practiced in generational alchemy and sacred severance rituals. The parental wound is a root program. Unworthiness, overworking, fear of being seen. These often trace to unmet childhood needs, not just personality. Observed in inner child retrieval and energy pattern deprogramming. Bloodline gifts also exist. Not just wounds, but powers. Intuition, healing, vision, protection. Call on them. Taught in ancestral blessing work and genetic strengths mapping. Family secrets fester in the field. What's hidden, abuse, infidelity, loss, becomes energetic clutter. Speaking it clears space. Known in secret unraveling and emotional honesty rites. You can interact with past relatives through symbols. A photo, a name, a candle, their doorways. Speak to them. They still hear. Practiced in mediumship, altar work, and ancestral dreams. Healing your line improves your love life. Many romantic blocks are ancestral. You carry your mother's wounds or your father's patterns into the bedroom. Explored in lineage, romance coding, and emotional imprint clearing. Ancestors protect, if honored. If neglected, they feel ignored. If respected, they guard, guide, and amplify. Taught in ancestor shrine work and soul family activation. Sometimes your lineage is a test. You were born into difficulty so you'd awaken early. Pressure creates the pearl. Known in dharmic placement and trial by birth theories. Every family has a hidden gift. It might be a skill, a strength, or a lesson buried in pain. Mine it and rise. Taught in family alchemy and soul treasure retrieval. Liberation, light and hidden power. 81 to 100. True power is silent. Real strength doesn't shout. It radiates. The quieter your confidence, the deeper your impact. Taught in Taoist stillness and hermetic containment. Most power is lost through leaks. Gossip, complaining, over-explaining. These subtle habits drain your life force and magnetism. Observed in energy loss mapping and occult etiquette. Magnetism comes from coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align, people feel you and follow. Taught in energetic integration and field resonance work. You aren't missing anything. You're forgetting. Your soul already knows. Awakening isn't adding more. It's removing what blocks the signal. Known in soul memory teachings and mystical recall paths. The most powerful spell is identity. What you believe you are, rich, sick, radiant alone, becomes true. Update the self and the world bends. Taught in hermetic self-coding and identity alchemy. The aura is your first language. Before you speak, people feel your field. Upgrade your aura, and doors open. Observed in clairvoyance and energetic impression studies. You can exit the matrix from within. You don't need to flee the system. You can become sovereign right here, right now, by mastering your inner world. Taught in Gnostic liberation and field hacking traditions. Your breath is a portal to light. Each inhale can draw in source. Each exhale can clear distortion. Use it and you rise. Taught in breath mysticism and life force retrieval work. The world is a mirror, not a prison. It's not here to trap you, but to show you what you're emitting. Change the signal, and the reflection shifts. Found in field correspondence and timeline reprogramming. You are a fractal of source. You don't need to channel anything. You are the source. Every cell, every spark, divine. Spoken in hermetic unity and sacred embodiment teachings. Light is information. What you call inspiration is actually light hitting your field. More clarity equals more reception. Taught in photon consciousness and mystic light codes. The dark night hides the gate. Collapse, burnout, breakdown. They often precede an energy upgrade. Walk through. Known in initiatory descent and soul furnace alchemy. Laughter disarms darkness. Some entities feed on fear, but flee from joy. Sacred play is spiritual warfare, practiced in Sufi ecstasy and Taoist joy cultivation. Truth has a frequency. When you speak or hear deep truth, it vibrates your spine and pierces illusions. Follow that signal. Observed in resonance-based truth work and field activation. You can anchor light in a room. Through breath, presence, and inner stillness, you change the energy of spaces. Taught in energetic temple building and field stabilization. Power multiplies through silent service. The more good you do without being seen, the faster your life elevates. Spoken in invisible virtue codes and karmic grace flows. Liberation isn't a destination, it's a frequency. It's not a place you reach, it's a field you step into. Sovereignty is energetic. Taught in frequency mapping and soul state attunement. The final illusion is separation. You're not disconnected, only dreaming that you are. The return is remembering. Rooted in non-dual philosophy and Gnostic reconnection. You teach through frequency, not just words. People learn more from how you feel than what you say. Heal your field, and you uplift by existing. known in energetic transmission and embodied teaching paths. The light was never outside you. It's not hidden in a temple, teacher, or book. It's in your breath, your stillness, your knowing. Go within. Spoken in esoteric gospels and heart-based revelation. Death and the soul's journey. 1 to 20. Death begins before the body dies. When you cling to a life path that's already expired, your energy withers. Letting go revives health and opens new opportunities. Taught in shamanic death rites and Taoist surrender codes. Your soul never stops evolving. The body falls away, but your lessons echo forward. Heal now, or carry the burden into your next job, love, or lifetime. Taught in reincarnation therapy and soul curriculum systems. Fear of death shrinks your life. When you avoid death, you avoid risk and miss joy, love, and abundance. Befriend it, and you become fearless. Found in Stoic reflection and Tibetan impermanence practice. Death is a transfer, not an ending. Your gifts, debts, and desires cross over with you. Resolve them now to lighten the load in your relationships and wealth path. Spoken in Vedic karma and soul carryover teachings. The moment of death shapes what comes next. The thoughts you hold in your final breath echo into your next reality. Cultivate peace now, not later. Taught in Bardo teachings and deathbed awareness traditions. Closure heals more than grief. Unspoken words to the dead can linger in your field, affecting your joy and intimacy. Ritual closure restores clarity, practiced in ancestral healing and grief rites. How you live is how you die. A life full of avoidance leads to a fearful death. A bold, loving life makes even your exit a blessing. Known in yogic liberation paths and death meditation schools. The dead often visit through dreams. Unfinished love, forgiveness, or messages may appear at night. Listen, it could shift your emotional and karmic weight. Observed in dream yoga and soul visitation experiences. Ignoring death creates shallow desires. When you forget death, you chase empty pleasures. Remembering it sharpens your purpose and aligns your wealth with soul. Taught in memento mori and monastic training. Your relationship with death shapes your relationship with time. Those who fear endings rush or hoard. Those who accept them flow, and time bends in their favor. Spoken in Zen timing and Taoist impermanence mastery. Facing mortality increases magnetism. People feel when you've made peace with death. It radiates calm, power, and trust. That magnetism affects love, leadership, and luck. Taught in warrior initiation and sacred presence training. The soul leaves through the crown. At death, energy rises. Living with grace opens the crown now, making intuition, wealth, and synchronicity easier. Observed in yogic liberation and Tibetan Phawa. Healing the fear of death heals the body. Many illnesses stem from unconscious fear of endings. When you release that fear, the immune system recalibrates. Taught in somatic therapy and death integration work. Pretending death won't happen creates financial chaos. Avoiding mortality often leads to poor planning and panicked choices. Facing it leads to wise stewardship and legacy. Spoken in ancestral wealth teachings and spiritual estate rites. The dead can guide your next move. Loved ones who've crossed may nudge you toward healing, abundance, or partnership, if you're quiet enough to hear them. Known in ancestral communion and intuitive inheritance teachings. The unfinished dead block energy flow. When you carry unresolved grief or guilt, it slows your manifestation. Honor the dead, and your blessings speed up. practiced in spirit appeasement and soul contract closure. Spiritual wealth survives death. You can't take your car, but you take your clarity, your love, your power. Build what lasts beyond the flesh. Taught in non-material karma and soul capital traditions. Death reveals true values. At the edge, only love, impact, and integrity remain. Aligning with these now reshapes your career, health, and relationships. Found in hospice insight traditions and legacy reflection work. Living like you'll die makes you alive. When you realize there's no guarantee of tomorrow, you love better, act clearer, and stop settling. Spoken in samurai philosophy and moment-to-moment mastery. Everyday deaths create everyday rebirths. Letting go of an identity, habit, or resentment is a micro-death. Each one frees space for wealth, love, or healing. Taught in shadow work and ego-shedding disciplines. Reincarnation and soul memory, 21 to 40. You've been here before, but different. Patterns in love, money, and health often echo past lives. What feels irrational now may have roots in another form. Taught in karmic rebirth theory and soul regression work. The soul returns to complete lessons. Unfinished business from past lives can delay success or relationships until you integrate the teaching. Observed in Vedic astrology and reincarnation therapy. Your gifts are older than your body. Some talents come with you. Honoring them can unlock abundance faster than chasing skills that aren't yours. Found in soul imprint systems and life purpose activation. Not all suffering is from this life. Fears, illnesses, or poverty that make no sense may stem from other lifetimes. Awareness loosens the thread. Explored in trauma tracing and karmic residue clearing. The soul keeps score until you clear it. What isn't healed becomes the next lesson. Clean the record now to attract healthier love and purpose later. Taught in soul review rituals and karmic pattern mapping. Soul contracts can be completed. You don't have to keep repeating pain. Once the lesson is embodied, the contract ends and new paths open. Practiced in conscious closure and energetic severance work. Reincarnation isn't always choice, it's momentum. You don't choose a life if your field is still bound. The more conscious you are, the more free you become. Taught in moksha paths and soul liberation sciences. The people you meet are familiar for a reason. Lovers, rivals, even bosses often return in different forms. Heal the pattern and the dynamic dissolves. Known in soul bond reincarnation teachings, the body changes, the core remains. Your gender, skin, and name shift each life, but your mission, emotional tone, and unresolved lessons follow. Observed in past life memory research and rebirth continuity studies. Your soul carries emotional memory. Fear of wealth, fear of love, fear of leadership. These may come from lifetimes where they led to harm, spoken in karmic trauma imprint traditions. You don't need to remember to heal it. Even if you never recall your past lives, present awareness and action can resolve the ripple. Taught in subconscious karma release and pattern correction. Dreams can carry past life clues. Recurring scenes, strange languages, or old lovers might be soul fragments surfacing. Pay attention. Practiced in dream yoga and regression symbolism. The soul record isn't judgment, it's data. It doesn't condemn, it reflects. What you don't face, replays. What you face, you transcend. Found in Akashic record traditions and soul holography. Past life roles can become present life blocks. If you were a servant, monk, or victim, you may unconsciously resist wealth, sex, or power now. explored in identity unraveling and archetypal cleansing. You choose some of your struggles to grow. Your soul may have picked challenge for strength or loss for wisdom, meaning dissolves resistance. Taught in soul curriculum teachings and pre-incarnational planning. Reincarnation can limit, if unquestioned. Believing you must endlessly return traps you in cycles. Liberation begins when you question the loop. Spoken in Gnostic awakening and karma transcendence paths. Past life lovers aren't always present life partners. Sometimes the attraction is real, but the mission is complete. Don't confuse familiarity with alignment. Taught in tantric discernment and karmic romance maps. Echoes of your past shape your voice, style, and gifts. Why do you love certain art, music, or rituals? Your soul remembers. Following them restores energy. Known in soul resonance and ancestral soul coding. Your money story may not be yours. You may have starved, lost it all, or been punished for wealth in a past life. Rewrite that script now. Healed in prosperity, karma clearing, and abundance recoding. Knowing you'll return changes how you love. When you realize your soul meets others again, you treat them with more grace and receive more in return. Taught in relational karma and soul continuity ethics. Soul architecture and destiny. Blueprint 41 to 60. Your soul has a design. You weren't born blank. You arrived with structure, gifts, and weak spots. Learning your design unlocks abundance and deep joy. Taught in soul blueprint systems and esoteric astrology. Intuition is memory, not magic. That gut feeling? It's your soul remembering. Following it can lead to aligned partners, ideas, and wealth. Observed in soul retrieval and instinctual knowing work. Destiny isn't fixed, it's frequency mapped. Your highest timeline is always available, but it requires you to align your thoughts, habits, and emotions. Taught in quantum destiny paths and energy calibration. Your calling is the path of least resistance and greatest growth. When you walk it, energy flows. Money, love, and clarity show up faster. Spoken in Dharma mapping and energetic purpose tracking. The soul thrives on integrity. Every time you abandon your truth, your field dims. Every time you speak it, your magnetism returns. Taught in sacred alignment and destiny protection work. Ignoring your soul's signals costs money and health. Dis-ease and lack often follow misalignment. When your soul whispers, no, listen. Found in body compass training and intuitive ethics. The body is the vehicle, but the soul is the driver. You can have a perfect body and still crash if your soul is off course. Drive from within. Observed in spiritual embodiment and soul-guided living. Your birth chart is a coded map. Astrology wasn't made to predict. It was made to reveal your energetic circuitry. Use it to guide wealth and love decisions. Taught in Hermetic astrology and Jyotish blueprint systems, the heart knows your path before the mind catches up. When it lights up, it's not random. It's the soul remembering. Follow the signal. Taught in heart coherence and intuitive blueprint activation. You were born at a specific time for a reason. Your circumstances, even painful ones, shape your soul's sharpest tools. Master them to unlock your gifts. Spoken in cosmic placement teachings and incarnation timing. You have a soul tone, and it's felt before you speak. Your unique frequency shapes how others see you. Tune it, and your impact multiplies. Known in aura science and vibrational architecture. You attract experiences that match your soul's lesson plan. The people and problems you face aren't random. They're curriculum. Learn fast and graduate faster. Observed in soul classroom theory and incarnational design. Your voice carries your soul's vibration. When you speak aligned words, you unlock opportunities and trust. Off-key talk breaks the field. Taught in hermetic speech codes and energetic vocal work. Soul purpose outlasts emotional weather. Even when motivation fades or fear rises, your mission remains. Staying close to it keeps your energy rich. Practiced in Dharma devotion and calling-centered discipline. You're being shaped for what you asked for. The delay, the heartbreak, the setback. They're not punishment, they're refinement, found in soul-forging paths and destiny resistance teachings. The soul speaks through desire and discomfort. What excites and irritates you both carry instructions. Ignore them and you miss upgrades. Taught in polarity work and soul signal decoding. You can't force your way into alignment. Hard work without soul guidance drains your life. Soul-aligned action feels lighter, but goes further. Observed in energy economics and purpose-led effort systems. The soul cares more about growth than comfort. That's why change often hurts. But when you say yes to it, new health, love, and wealth become possible. Spoken in Phoenix Path teachings and ego death rites. Your destiny is unlocked in micro-choices. Every yes or no shapes your next fork. Don't wait for some grand event. Tune your daily compass. Taught in timeline tuning and conscious decision training. Alignment creates momentum. When your inner world and outer choices match, time bends. Things speed up. Joy becomes normal. Observed in flow science and soul state coherence. Spiritual identity and ego death, 61 to 80. The ego is a tool, not the truth. When you confuse your name, job, or wounds with your identity, you suffer. Letting go frees energy for love and wealth. Taught in ego death rites and non-dual practices. Your identity controls your income, love life, and health. What you believe you are, rich, unworthy, alone, becomes true. Upgrade your self-image to change your results. Spoken in hermetic self-coding and metaphysical psychology. Spiritual growth requires identity death. Every level up demands that you leave behind who you were. The more you cling, the more you suffer. Taught in mystic shedding and transformational rites. Personality is a mask. The soul is the actor. You've worn many faces. Stop mistaking the costume for the core. Known in reincarnation systems and soul archetype theory. Every attachment is a shadow of fear. What you cling to most reveals where you feel least safe. Facing that fear rewires your power. Found in shadow integration and karmic tether work. Spiritual ego is still ego. Thinking you're more evolved, more awake, or more moral locks you into subtle stagnation. Taught in Zen humility and mirror karma teachings. Your biggest block is who you think you need to be. Trying to be liked, approved, or seen a certain way drains life force. Authenticity restores magnetism. Practiced in identity unraveling and aura repair. Real confidence is rooted in emptiness. When you're not trying to prove anything, you radiate quiet strength and people trust you more. Spoken in Taoist presence and ego-shedding disciplines. Your shadow holds your stolen power. The parts of you you hide, anger, desire, ambition, are often your greatest sources of vitality. Taught in Jungian alchemy and hermetic polarity. True spirituality feels less special, not more. As you grow, you feel less like someone and more like space. This humility makes you a better lover, leader, and healer. Observed in non-dual transmission and ego-softening work. Letting go of old roles frees new timelines. The partner, job, or image that no longer fits is costing you your next life upgrade. Taught in timeline exits and energetic detachment practices. Your pain-based identity makes you small. When your story revolves around suffering, betrayal, or being the good one, abundance shrinks. Spoken in soul rewriting and narrative disidentification. Love is hard to receive when you're playing a role. If you can't be seen, you can't be loved. Real connection only happens when you drop the mask. Taught in heart exposure and soul mirroring traditions. Ego death can feel like real death, but it's liberation. When your sense of self collapses, you're closer to truth. Trust the free fall, practiced in Gnostic initiation and dark night journeys. Your inner child isn't weak, it's sacred. The innocence, play, and sensitivity you buried are the doorway to joy, intimacy, and clarity. Found in soul retrieval and reparenting alchemy. Pretending to be strong blocks real strength. Emotional armor protects nothing. It only isolates you. Softness expands the field. Taught in feminine polarity and nervous system healing. You don't have to earn worthiness. You are already worthy, before effort, achievement, or healing. Remembering that shifts everything. Spoken in Bhakti paths and soul origin teachings. The more you try to control perception, the less people trust you. Authenticity, not polish, is what opens hearts and wallets. Observed in leadership energetics and brand embodiment work. The true self is quiet, present, and unbothered. When you live from there, anxiety fades, clarity returns, and synchronicity multiplies. Taught in witnessing awareness and Advaita Vedanta. Every ego death makes room for more light. Let go of a false identity, and you create space for better health, love, wealth, and peace. Known in mystic rebirth cycles and identity cleansing rituals. Liberation, exiting the wheel and eternal self. 81 to 100. You are not meant to spin forever. Reincarnation isn't a blessing if it's unconscious. The soul longs not just to return, but to remember, complete, and ascend. Taught in moksha teachings and Gnostic release codes. Karma ends when consciousness begins. You don't escape the wheel by doing more, but by becoming aware of the one turning it. Observed in non-dual awakening and karmic closure work. The cycle breaks when you release desire and fear. It's not about silencing the heart. It's about no longer being ruled by it. This freedom restores energy for joy and service. Taught in Buddhist renunciation and Taoist detachment. The exit is inward, not upward. You don't have to reach heaven, just your true self. The door to liberation is within. Spoken in Advaita Vedanta and mystical introspection rites. The real self was never born and never dies. What you truly are existed before the body and will remain after it dissolves. Anchoring into that truth heals everything else. Taught in soul essence theory and eternal awareness teachings. You can step off the wheel without dying. Liberation isn't physical death, it's ego death. When you drop the story, the loop ends. Practiced in meditative samadhi and karmic transcendence. The matrix is made of belief. What you think is law is just programming. Unplug from the thought, and you reclaim freedom. Found in Gnostic liberation paths and belief system deconstruction. Liberation is a frequency, not a location. You don't go somewhere else, you become someone else. And from that frequency, new timelines appear, taught in vibrational sovereignty and Dharma lift systems. Silence is a portal to the absolute. The stiller you become, the clearer the exit becomes. Noise keeps you spinning. Spoken in Taoist stillness and Hermetic containment practices. The field responds differently to liberated beings. When you're free inside, the world bends. People soften, money flows, and synchronicity becomes constant, observed in spiritual mastery and awakened aura phenomena. The final trap is thinking you need to be perfect to be free. Freedom doesn't come from fixing. It comes from recognizing you were never broken, taught in Zen completion and unlearning traditions. The less you cling, the more you receive. True liberation doesn't mean less love or money. It means having them without being owned by them. Found in receptive magnetism and divine detachment. The eternal self is your true security. Markets crash, relationships shift, but who you truly are can't be lost. Aligning with that removes anxiety, taught in timeless self-realization teachings. When you no longer need, life offers freely. Release desperation and doors open. Your detachment becomes the invitation, practiced in spiritual minimalism and abundance non-attachment. The light you seek is seeking you. Liberation doesn't come from striving, but from letting the light inside you grow louder than the noise around you. Spoken in divine remembrance and inner radiance work. When you help others remember, you rise too. Liberation accelerates when shared. Every act of truth spoken lifts both the speaker and the listener. Taught in soul upliftment paths and collective awakening codes. Transcendence doesn't mean escape. It means presence. You don't rise above life by rejecting it, but by seeing through it and loving from beyond it. Known in embodied liberation and divine participation paths. Every lifetime is an opportunity to exit. There's no waiting line. Right now, this moment, could be your turning point. Taught in karmic readiness and soul ripeness teachings. You were never truly trapped, just dreaming. The moment you remember, the illusion dissolves. And what's left is love, peace, and real freedom. Spoken in non-dual awakening and illusion collapse traditions. You've just heard the 100 most powerful end-of-life teachings, but the archive goes deeper. Enter the next chamber when you're ready.